So I am back. You can tell I have not pulled in on my screen at all to magnify that this is a smaller book. Okay. I really like this book. Small Victories. Indeed, you can do small little things within minutes. So we're going to look at 2 or 3 different pages today. I want to look at the dinosaurs. Any assorted greens. And then on this circle of leaves, any assorted greens. And then I thought, well, it might be nice to tie the 2 pages together. So there, we've got light. So then I decided that maybe it would be good if I actually showed you how I'm making the browns. So if you want one brown all the way through, that's fine. But does it not look more dimensional when I add more brown to it? I am using my polychromos, and next time I will be doing a review on different pencils. So just hang with me, I'll get to that. So I am using brown ochre, number 182. Then my middle shade is Bistro, number 179, and then number 176, Van Dyke Brown. Sorry, sometimes it's really hard to see them. So a yellowish brown all over. So any of your yellow ochre, just a brown that is more on the gold side. And I just went all over. And if you'll do your greens first, did you notice what I just did? Colored right over the top of that green area. You can really be a lot sloppier. Not that you want to get sloppy. I don't want you getting sloppy. That's not what we're about. But it's just very forgiving page if you're doing it in greens. So do that color all over, okay? Then your second color, and this color is just like a, see, it's Bistro here. So it's like a soft brown, okay? Or you could use just a regular brown, depending on what your other pencil colors are going to be. And I'm just doing those areas where we're overlapping something in front of it or down in the V's. Down in the V's, I've talked about that before. This is a V. And then we've talked about lost edges. We don't want this and this to be the same color. So that is where we're going to come in with our third color and go darker right there so that it pops this leg to the front. Okay, we're going to do the same thing in this V and the same thing down the side of this back leg. Now you can see how those 2 legs have kind of popped to the front. If you got a little sloppy, now's when you can go in with your original color and do some blending. Okay? And see, that's already a great improvement. So I'm back on my second color, and I'm just going to come and go up next to, see, you can tell where I went around here, next to all the foliage. All right, what's going on in my house this week? What's not going on? This is the best I've felt in 3 days. I got a head cold. Our daughter is here. I took her yesterday to have her wisdom teeth cut out, and she has slept almost none. So we knocked her back to ibuprofen. She's living with us while she's recuperating. She is swelled up like a chipmunk. She had all 4 wisdom teeth cut out. They were all impacted. She's in her 30s. And they said that no doubt would probably make it a little harder for recoup. And then she really didn't want to do coating for pain meds because she's done that in the past when she had her tonsils and adenoids out and hallucinated. But next time she might will try that if she has to have another surgery sometime, because she tried tramadol instead, and she hasn't been able to sleep. She's slept maybe 6 hours since surgery, and I bet you 4 of it has been today since we took her off of the tramadol. And she's just like, yeah, this isn't working. She's still on liquids. She can't have solids for another couple days yet. But Smoothie King's been good. Ice packs, y'all, if you know somebody getting their wisdom teeth out, get them a gift before they go in. Get them ice packs, 3 or 4 of them. The kind that have the little beads in them that stay smushy and can wrap around. Yes. She almost ordered some from Amazon, and I'm like, no, we already have 3. And then they gave her 1 at surgery. But it's just so hard to get them frozen up again by the time she needs them. But it's working. It's working. She's doing better. And she said she'll probably stay with us the rest of this week and half of next week. She lives in Plano and we're in Garland, so it's not too bad. We see our kids a lot anyway. The other 2 live in Richardson, the 2 with the baby. So, all right, so then I'm going to go to that darker color, and I'm going to come in here and start going deeper down in those V's. Yeah, I want you to hang on because I'm not only going to do this page, I'm going to try to do part of the page next, the circles, and show you how I do that, how I do it, kind of an ombre. And then I also want to take you to another page that I started, and then I'm going to tell you about some pencils that I got in the mail that I'm going to be doing a review on for you for next time. So, yeah, I got a lot going on. You know, I tend to think we're always going to have a lot going on. It's just the way we are. Okay, there we go. See, can you tell how this is changing right before your eyes? How it's just getting more depth to it. It's not just a flat surfaced dinosaur. He's got depth. He's got dark areas. He's got lighter dark areas. I almost waited to do the green on screen. And I thought, no, we've done a lot of green in the past. Y'all know how to pick different greens and make leaves. And a lot of people are like, this book's so small you can't layer. Yeah, you can. You see me doing it right now. You just have to keep it small and tight. Keep it very consistent in what you're doing. And make sure you're using a pencil that you can blend. That's why I would not use Crayolas in here. I did it with Crayola. If you missed my review of the book, go back to last week. I think it was last week. And, or it might have been, I don't know. I've slept since then a little bit. But you'll see that my book, it was just hard to use Crayola. It was like really working. And this, I'm not having to work. I'm able just to get these colors in and go with it. It's been so much easier. And then I am going to do the tip here. Okay, so that's getting these guys done. Then we're going to slide over to this page. Now, on this page, I've already done the lightest, okay? What I did was took a pencil sharpener, set it down, drew a line. Okay, did that with my lightest shade. Now what I'm going to do is with my next shade, I'm going to come right through here and I'm going to sketch. You're going to go between over here and here. That is your second circle. Okay, so that's how we know how far we're coloring to get it to look fairly balanced. And then I took my book with me to the kitchen and I looked to find something that was that shape. It says you're never too old to need your mom. That's fitting for this week, isn't it? And I set it down on here and I tried to make it where there's just a little bit sticking out on this side, a little bit on that side, and then a little bit on the other two edges. If you're not exact, it's not going to matter. Now, I am going to use this lightest, or this middle shade to draw this line around instead of my darkest. Just because I don't want to have to bear down with that dark color and cover it. But it's on there just enough that I can see where those circles are. And I think you can see in the video. All right, so that's my circles. These two things. And then sketch the in-between. And I need to sit down. So I am going to do that, and then I'm going to sit. All right, so using my second color, I am going to start out here. And these are the same colors we used on the last page. And then I'm going to just come in a little. Okay? I know it's getting quiet. In-laws are doing okay. We went to the in-laws on Sunday. It was so funny. We went Sunday. I don't know if I told you about this during the last video. And we dropped off groceries. I updated all of her meds. And let's see, what else did we do? We restocked the refrigerator with all the drinks, meaning Boost and water, and then he drinks a lot of Cokes. So we did that, and they were napping. And when we were finished, they were still napping. So we decided that if we could be that loud and they were still napping, maybe they needed to nap. So we just turned around and came back home. It's like on a Sunday, it's about 35 to 40 minutes each way. But yeah, and then we talked to them later, and they didn't realize anybody had been there. And she's like, next time you wake us up. And we're like, okay. But we knew we had other things to do too, and that we'd talked to them more on the phone last week. So that's one reason we weren't worried about it too much. We did get somebody to come in, I think I told y'all this, on Tuesdays and Sundays, and she's working out good. She is part Native American Indian, and she's just a go-getter. She's going to be good. So we're thankful for that. Alrighty, just keep going around blending. Now, I'm thinking you don't need to watch me do this whole thing, right? Because I do want to get over to another page. So just blend that out. Come back in with your original color. Blend it in. And you're going to do this over this other half also. I know y'all are smart enough to have figured that out. And again, because we've got that green there, and these colors are lighter, I don't have to be as careful going in there. Okay, then I'm going to come in with the darkest color, and I'm going to go on that line. Now, as I'm doing this darker shade, I will get lighter as I'm coming in. Also notice some of these little bits stick out beyond the line. So let them stick out. Nothing says they have to be within our circle. That's part of the interest. All right, and it's part of what will lead your eye to go around. But we're going to do this the same way. We're just going to slightly come in to the next color, blend it out slowly, and you can see how we get an ombre or a blend from one brown to the next to the next. And if you decide to do this in blues, you may decide you don't want to do it at all. I think it just adds a bit more to the page, so you don't have just two blobs of leaves sitting there. But no, if that's what you want, that's you go for it. Yeah, there's no coloring police on this. You do what's you. But you could do this in fall colors with your orange and brownie colored leaves, and then use some rusts to go through here. You know what I mean? So you decide what you want to do. If you're in coloring books, keep it clean on Facebook and you're doing this page, well, any pages you're doing, you can post there. I mean, there's rules you need to read, but we're pretty good. We're a lighthearted group. But I would hope you would post. I would love to see what you're doing. Yeah, that group is, and no judgment, but it's no skulls, no scary pages, nothing that's dark. World's dark enough. We do very lighthearted and fun and happy pages. We do Halloween, but we keep it cutesy. And we're going to have quite a few contests next year, and it'll be by drawing, the winners will, not by your talent. So don't worry about that. Get in there and enter anyway. And we've got different companies that are going to just have different prizes. And it's going to be every 2 months. So anyway, you get the idea now, how to go through there. And I would get darker and darker out here until I have this same ombre effect going from the light to the dark. You could also start dark here and go to light and just feather it out to where it blends in with the back of the page. Now, okay, see, I put that in there. I forgot to put it in here, but nothing transferred because nothing was colored yet. Okay, and nothing was colored on there yet, so it was okay. I want to go back to this page. Okay, so I wanted to use these browns and do the wood on this truck. Also, I want to mess with this truck. That's going to be a red truck. Whenever I do something in red, I'm finding it's better to base coat it in an orange so that the red pops. So that color was dark cadmium orange 115. And then I'm going to use scarlet red can't see what that is, 118, I think. And then I'm going to use madder, which is 142. So any light shade of orange, and then something like blood orange where it's let's see, this bottom part would be darker because the top is where the light hits it. So like a blood orange or an orangey orange. Okay, so across the bottom, and then here. And did you notice the tires? I did not do them black. I did them in a gray, dark gray, And then I did some black just on the bottoms. And you could do black just on the tops, but I wanted it weighted on the bottom, so that's why I did them on the bottom. Okay, and yes, this will be redder when it's finished. And then I wanted to do those panels here in wood, so that it's like one of those old wood slatted type trucks. So I did my stars in yellow, and now I'm coming through here and doing this. Okay, and then that other color, and I'm going to get it on there dark, and then I'm going to go light over everything. Dark here, and go light back the other direction. Dark here, and then go lighter up and around. It's still not a red, but it's hopefully more red than orange. And I will go over all of that with this shade of red, but not so much, not so heavy that it knocks the other color away completely. Just barely touching there. Okay, here's my red. And see, I could go back here and do that a little deeper. That way it lends itself to actually looking like a red. These little bits, and then make it softer. This could be heavier, and then get softer as it comes up. Heavier in the corners, softer as it comes across. And see, now that does lend itself as a red truck. Okay, now I'm going to choose the same 3 browns we used earlier, and I'm going to come in and do this coming across here as slats of wood. So I'm going to do the whole thing in this, that lightest shade that we used. Also, if you're doing the background in this one, be sure you're looking in those truck windows and saying, ask yourself, does that go all the way through to the other side? Or am I seeing the inside of the truck through there? I'm talking about like this. That I would imagine is the inside of the truck. That you're seeing all the way through. This, the other side of the truck. This is the other side. That you're seeing all the way through. This, you're seeing the water, so I did use a different shade than the background. Then these windows, I put as if you were looking all the way through. Okay, so I'm doing all this. I am going around the stars and the middle area just a little darker with this. Then shade 2. And again, these are the same colors I told you before. Now, I'm going to do these trunks. And I made each of these trees just different variations of those greens. You'll find after a while, if you use the same pencils, you'll find what greens go well together. Now, see how I'm just leaving it kind of choppy looking? That's how you're going to get your wood look. Just put some choppy lines in there. Whoops, I'll have to erase that out, because we're not trying to get it all shaded one color. We're trying to get it to looking like it is some wood grain. So we do want it left streaky this time. And I'll come in here on this side and this side, and then just right at the top of each one of these trunks. And that's just darker because that's where the branches are hanging down. All right. Okay, we have a few minutes left, so I'm going to keep going. This truck I see as striped, just rainbow striped. It's just the way I see it. So let's start with some yellow. So I'm going to do yellow in the middle. I'm using Dark Naples Ochre 184. Use whatever you want if you're doing this. Then I'm using Light Yellow Ochre 183. I'm going to do the bottom and the top. Alright. Then I'm going to grab this orange, because that's what would be next. Cadmium Orange 111. Then my next color is going to be the Dark Cadmium Orange 115. And again, I hope you're watching this and taking notes, or watch it once through, see if you like it, and then go back through and take notes. Then I'm going to use for red, I'm going to use that Scarlet Red that we just used a while ago. I think it was 118. I think that's what the pencil says. And then I'm using the other red we had, Matter 142. And again, whatever colors you pick, it's fine. I'm just putting a dark and a light, dark and a light. I do the light through the middle and then the darker on each ends. Okay, now if you're familiar with your color wheel and you're blending, next is going to come purple. So I have regular purple, it's called Violet, 138, I think. Yeah, I think so. That's the middle. Okay, let me start talking about what I'm going to do next time on video, because you've hung with me this long. Those pencils I wanted by Grisaille, they showed up in my mailbox day before yesterday, or day before yesterday. Didn't expect them, they showed up. Y'all, I can't tell you, I almost squealed out at the mailbox. Oh, blue is next. Ultramarine 120. So I'm going to do that. So I notified them, and there was a note in there saying that she just appreciated me working with them for our last contest. Okay, this is Helio Blue Reddish 150, I think 7. And so they wanted to send me the pencils. So I will be doing color swatches and reviewing those next time. Now, if I get to feeling worse again, then next is green. If I get to feeling worse again, you won't get a video next time, and you'll just know I'm down. Down for the count. 112. Okay, then I'm going to go over to 159 Hooker's Green for the top and bottom. And then I'm going to do the same thing and repeat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's only room to do 5 again. So the green won't get done there. So maybe the rest of the truck will be green. I don't know. But anyway, you can always come back for anything that's needed and blend. Okay? Like that green doesn't look the best. So we'll blend. But anyway, that's what I have for you this time. These balloons were done kind of the same way, just rainbow striped. Just place them in opposite places of each other so that you don't have two just alike next to each other. But anyway, that's all I've got this week. So next week will be the review of the Grisaille pencils, which are shaped, they don't roll, and they are sold individually on the website. So, and they're oil-based, y'all. Yeah, so you want to come back and see next week. But I'm going to go sit in the living room with my pencils and finish up that truck, and I will see y'all in a few days, hopefully. All right, thanks for stopping by. Share my videos with your friends. See you later.